Okay, so I'm live now, and I will be live until my battery dies because I don't feel like plugging in the computer. So yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot of people popping off all over on different YouTube channels, and I had created this YouTube channel back when I was part of something that they were calling That Surprise Army, but turned out to be a complete set of grifters, basically. Um, so these are court documents that were provided to me through um, alleged former members of that surprise army. And it's something I've tried to kind of go over on my other channels, but I kept getting hung up on a few parts of it. So let's see if I can get through all of them, all of it today. Let's see here. Okay. Goodness. Okay. So I'm just going to read this slowly and carefully so there are no misunderstandings from this point forward. In the marriage of Bonnie and the Gemstoner, and in the interest of a minor, Bonnie's supporting declaration. My name is Bonnie. I am above the age of 18 years, and I am fully competent to make this affidavit. The facts stated in this affidavit are within my personal knowledge. I reside in a state that is very big and is in between Louisiana and New Mexico, I believe. Also borders Oklahoma. A little too close to Oklahoma, this state, for some of the people mentioned here, GEMSTONER. All right, so I reside in that state. I am married to GEMSTONER, who currently resides at the same address. Together, we have a family. GEMSTONER and I married on August 11th, 2021. Since the beginning of our relationship, GEMSTONER has often behaved erratically, and GEMSTONER's concerning behavior has dramatically increased the past year. For about the past 2 years, GEMSTONER has made repeated claims that she is dying from unknown ailments. Towards the end of 2022, she even told our family that she is dying and that this past Christmas of 2021 would be her last. There is no relevant medical documentation or rationale to support her thoughts or claims. These statements are very frequent and have deeply and adversely affected our family. Prior to being exposed to this behavior from GEMSTONER, the family was very confident and curious young family. Now, the family is very unsure of the world around them and is, quote, scared of many things, particularly when it comes to attachments to objects or dynamic situations, loud noise, lots of kids, etc. About 10 months ago, in early July, GEMSTONER took a bunch of pills, and then collapsed in our hallway in front of our young family. When I tried to get GEMSTONER off of the ground, she just mumbled. So I put her to bed, where I carefully observed her. Based on my prior medical training, I could see her pupils were not dilated and her blood pressure seemed normal. GEMSTONER's actions scared our young family and me, raising questions about whether GEMSTONER was a danger to herself and our family. On July 31st, 2022, GEMSTONER escalated her behavior by wrapping a plastic bag around her head while in our bedroom when our family and I were home. I walked into the bedroom and saw her with the bag on her head, trying to, trigger warning, asphyx E, number that comes between 7 and 9, herself. I promptly ran to her and pulled the bag off her head, after which she gasped for air and began coughing. Knowing GEMSTONER, they probably had tons of holes poked in the bag too if this actually happened. After this event, I asked GEMSTONER to seek medical mental help and treatment, which she has not done. This caused a fundamental break in my ability to trust her, especially at home alone all day with our young family members. Whether she was truly trying to unalive herself or doing it for attention, as she does, GEMSTONER is making dangerous decisions. GEMSTONER showed a complete lack of regard for our young family's well-being by doing this when we were home and knowing that people under the age of 18 could have walked in on GEMSTONER and found her like that. On February 16th, 2023, I found out that GEMSTONER has been participating in a drug-themed podcast where she discusses her drug use, manufacturing, and distribution. Oh, I've heard that podcast. Yes, I have. It's hard to listen to, but I have heard it. GEMSTONER brags that they had a prior opioid addiction. And this person, who's not me, obviously, fears that GEMSTONER may relapse. This person additionally discovered that GEMSTONER has a complete internet identity and promoted lewd imagery, BDSM content. That's a fetish. Look it up. In addition to her podcasting. The huge amount of time that she is investing in her podcast and or online presence is evident in our household. The family under the age of 18 is frequently unsupervised at home, and the house and living environment is filthy. Yes, that is what I directly observed on my phone calls with the GEMSTONER, on my video chats with the GEMSTONER. Squalor. Squalor. And somebody who's so tranked out and obsessed with this professional skateboarder. Liquid Death, not sponsored. Please sponsor me, Liquid Death. Insane clown pussy. Yeah. Yeah, that's what raised my concerns for all you people who can't seem to understand what's in front of you. This GEMSTONER is a dirty, filthy, lying sack of rocks. And by rocks, I do mean the kind that Hunter Biden sometimes confuses with Parmesan cheese. About 10 months ago, in early July 2022, okay, this is documents a few months old. Oh no, wait, we already read that. Yeah, okay, so that was this. Okay. Here we go. GEMSTONER spends the entirety of nearly every day living in squalor in the bedroom that she infrequently comes out of. Yes, and that is so apparent on all that Instagram that is apparently now private, thank God. It was just unconscionable to watch it anymore without speaking out about it. The past 18 months have been much of the same. GEMSTONER has neglected to participate in any activity with the family, including holidays, camping trips, trick-or-treating, park visits, or anything else that we have done, fostering a sense of abandonment. Abandonment. Okay, so what's the opposite of stalking your children? Abandoning them. Okay, so people are accusing me of stalking everyone, which what I possibly was doing was stalking my child because I wanted them to know the truth about their other parental unit. But I would never, ever, ever abandon a child. Did I make poor decisions that led to accusations of neglect? Yeah. I was working far too much and trusting too many people to babysit my kids because I wasn't getting a damn penny in child support for my children. Unlike GEMSTONER and her fucking emerald ring. Excuse my language. Excuse my language, but I will see y'all next Tuesday, and you know what I mean. Oof. Ugh. I feel like I need the world's most scalding shower at this point because I feel so dirty even thinking about this disgusting piece of trash that goes in comment sections and says, and more will come out. Da, 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 da. Okay, hon. Top this. Top this, GEMSTONER. Top this. You can go through all my court documents. You're not going to see nothing like this. Nothing. Never touched an opioid except when, I had my wisdom teeth pulled out or something like that. Oh, I did have some random kid slip a Suboxone in my glass of red wine one time and ended up in the hospital. Well, he ended up dead. True story. But no, I never voluntarily tried opioids, and I certainly never developed an addiction. I used them as prescribed when I needed to. Okay. Okay. I have always invited GEMSTONER to every event, but her maladies, real and imagined, have kept her in the bedroom for the most part, and she has not been an active participant in our family. Her lack of interest in spending time with us is difficult and damaging to a minor. In addition to the above, there have been multiple instances where GEMSTONER has yelled, and I've heard her yell, at the minors in the house, snatched one of them by the arm, grabbed one of their faces, and left them unattended for periods of time, like while they're on Discord, roaming around the clutter of their disgusting, filthy crack house in the state between Louisiana and New Mexico. This bitch claims to be from Louisiana. No, bitch, I'm from Louisiana, and you are effing around and finding out about it. Facts ain't effing optional in Louisiana, GEMSTONER. Whew. This kind of living situation has become unsafe and is an extremely hard on the children, one of whom is still in that household, and that is why I had to speak out. I could not let this continue after I saw what I saw, heard what I heard, and am now reading what I'm reading about this person. I have worked tirelessly to provide uh, young people, this young child. I've worked tirelessly to provide unconditional love and the best possible living environment in lieu of GEMSTONER's behavior. Prior to the marriage, GEMSTONER was involuntarily committed. I'm sorry, I know how that feels. To a mental hospital by her previous husband. Well, I don't know how that feels because I've never had a husband. In fact, when my parents involuntarily committed me in Louisiana, the doctor said to me, "Well, if you were married, your husband could get you out." And I'm like, I don't want to need to have a man, a dog, or a gun to protect myself from my family. That's why I left Louisiana. Became homeless in Massachusetts for many years and got arrested by the cops just so I'd have somewhere to sleep. That didn't require me to provide any physical compensation for the bed. This is hitting really hard. And I'm sorry if it's hitting hard to anybody who's watching, except for GEMSTONER. It obviously hasn't hit GEMSTONER at all if they still think they can villainize me in this situation. No, babe, you did this all on your own with the insane clown pussies you brought into your own children's lives. Shame on you. Shame on you, GEMSTONER. GEMSTONER 52285. I will never feel clean after associating with. I've never been in the same room with this person that I know of, but my God, it's been over 3 months now since this person slithered into a group of my friends. I believe that she needs professional help that I cannot give her at home. I believe she needs to grow up, quite honestly. This is just editorial comment. I believe that this person has been coddled and bottled and dawdled and whatever by every man, which, I mean, I'm not a dude. I'm a straight white female, but not that white matters. I mean, Manny says he ain't white, but whatever. I mean, oh yeah. They're bringing freaking Manny into the chat and on C files. Like, Manny's like, WTF? Okay. Shout out to Manny. See you soon. All right. So GEMSTONER is unstable and suicidal and has multiple prescriptions for different drugs. Benzo, anyone? I mean, so tranked out. She leaves open pill bottles around the house, which is extremely dangerous for children not being supervised throughout the day because GEMSTONER stays in the bedroom. I mean, y'all want to try to defend this? come at me because I don't see any possible defense for any of this. I've never seen any police reports to the contrary. I've never seen any photographs of any injuries to the contrary. I've just seen live video of this woman walking through what looks to be a cesspool. And that's where she thinks it's okay to live with her minor children and bring in carnies to do whatever carnies do in the bedroom that she never leaves. While there's open pill bottles in the rest of the house and the doors are closed and the children are fending for themselves. That's who I'm accused of slandering. And remember, facts ain't defamation. So these are just facts I'm reading off of a page. I didn't write this. Someone whose name rhymes with mine might have written it, but I didn't write it. GEMSTONER is not in a good state of mind to safely spend time with children. I think it is highly likely that she will cause children both physical and mental harm because GEMSTONER refuses to take responsibility for her actions. She gets other people to bully people like me when we speak up about it. And yes, that means you, C-Files. And yes, that means you, Jamie. And yes, that means you, Michelle. You're sticking up for a freaking, I'll say it, child abuser. You're sticking up for a child abuser. So she refuses to take responsibility for her actions, makes no attempt to get help for her angry outbursts, misperception of reality, you think, or drug use, refusing to take any kind of testing while claiming to be sober. Liquid Death not sponsored. Freak. And GEMSTONER makes excuses for her poor choices and behavior. And that's exactly, if before I ever even read that document, that's what I said in my email to GEMSTONER. I said, you've made your choices. Choices have consequences. Make better choices moving forward. Godspeed. And what did she do? Double down, triple down. I mean, does she care about these kids? No, she just cares about her online image and riling people up. That's what this bitch lives for. If she's even still alive. She is a danger to children, and I am concerned for children's safety and well-being if GEMSTONER is allowed to be around them without this person present. I asked the court, blah, 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 request for temporary restraining order. Declaration. I don't know if that was ever even filed with the court, but it was provided by GEMSTONER to multiple people who each independently provided it for me. And that's why I'm finally speaking out about it, because I have put up with this ridiculous attack on my character for too long. You want to read my court documents? Yeah, I'll sit and listen to you read all my hundreds of pages of court documents, and we'll talk about it. You want to find any convictions from me versus arrests? Yeah, we'll talk about it. I got no problem. I got nothing to hide. Zero to hide. But yeah, this insane clown posse, pussies, these insane clown pussies. Yeah. The carnival's over, kiddos. The carnival is over. That's all. Laters.